What is happening, everybody? It's your boys Robair and Aeon Driver Gaming. I am the host of the Bards of Gaming podcast, which there's going to be some updates on that in this video. And you have Aeon Driver underscore gaming. You can find him on all social medias at that name. And today, this week, we are going to be bringing you our Grail highlights from our gaming collection. So to kick everything off, how you doing, buddy? What do you got?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I'll go ahead and start. And we'll start with an honorable mention. And it is Kirby's Dream Land 3. And
fantastic.
Cool thing about this game is that this game was made in 1997. So it was made after the 64 came out, after PS1 came out. Like, people were playing Final Fantasy VII before they were playing this. And what it looks like has an FX chip is actually just a secondary processor. That's akin to an FX chip, but not really. And although it's a nice game, and it is an expensive game, the colors are very flushed out on modern televisions. So that's something to look out for. And then, of course, it's on the Switch Online. So don't buy that if you're not going to collect for it. Just play on the Switch Online.
I've actually never played any of the Kirby Dream Land games.
They're really honestly, I played them since the Game Boy games, and like the NES game of Kirby's Dream Land is probably one of my favorite NES games of all time.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, or Kirby's Adventure. I think it's Kirby's Adventure. No, I think it's just Kirby's Dream Land. I have to look. I think it might be Kirby's Adventure. Whatever. Okay. The one on the Nintendo.
All right. All right. I guess if we're doing some honorable mentions, I got one myself. It's not so much a playable game, but it is a fantastic game. So I actually have a graded copy of Super Mario Odyssey. I have graded by Wada. It's a 9.6 A+. This was added into my collection about 2 months ago or so. I actually won it on the Encore app. I don't feel like disclosing the price, but it was a good one. So that is my honorable mention for my Grail in my collection. I'm gonna put it right back here.
And the good thing about it too is that, like, since it is more of a modern game, like, you can easily find another copy and just play that and then keep that in its slab.
Yeah. Well, I gotta be honest, like, even I wasn't necessarily in it just for the fact that it was a graded copy. Like, that. So if anybody has listened to my podcast, The Bards of Gaming, wherever you get your podcasts, I did an episode a while back of, like, my top 10 favorite platformer, like 3D platformers, and that was number one. That game, I mean, I grew up as an N64 and GameCube kid, and I've played my fair share of platformers, but Super Mario Odyssey really stole the show for me. It was so good, and yeah, I very much like that game. So I wanted that in my collection no matter what.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into Mario Odyssey for sure. I never even thought about 3D platformers. I know I had like a short list of it, but yeah, that's a good one to go into because there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of them that just do it right, you know. Like, so it's definitely a good subject.
And I feel like no matter what you talk about, like there's so many games to pull from for that genre, and you're always gonna get people with a different answer. I mean, I feel like you can really kind of find out who grew up with what console depending on what answer you get, because you're either going to get like Super Mario 64 or Crash Bandicoot, or like there's so many. Like,
yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, even more so, like, you still have the people who like Sonic Adventure games, and it's just like you grew up with the GameCube. I get that, and like, compared to other platformers, like, it's not the greatest platformer in the world. But people it's just what the feels that it gives them, you know.
Absolutely, and I actually I don't remember the one that I have another Grail in this list that we're gonna get to. I don't believe I had it on that list, but it is also a 3D platformer, a very weird one. So let's move on. What do you got for your number 5 in your list of your top 5 Grails in your collection?
So my first one here is probably my second favorite Sega Genesis game of all time, and it is Castlevania Bloodlines. And this is not the cardboard box; it's the clamshell and stuff. So I've had this for a while, and for some reason it seems to keep going up in value. But this is honestly like a must play for the Genesis. Just don't buy it if all you want to do is play it. That's my caveat for all these games. Like, do not buy these games if all you want to do is play them. There are other ways to play them.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the point of
Yeah.
Grails, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, you buy it because it's valuable, or you kept it or held on to it from your childhood because it's valuable, and like, yeah, I have a few on here that I either have played or I'm going to play, but not all of them.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, it's a very solid game, especially in the Castlevania series. Like, if you like the level-based ones and not like the Metroidvanias, like, this is definitely a highlight in that series. But
Okay.
what do you have for your first one?
Well, for my first one, it's a little different. Similar generation, but I actually have a complete in-box copy of the Japanese Final Fantasy VI.
Nice.
I got this at a used, retro video game store. I believe I got this at Super Potato in Akihabara.
Oh, that's a good story behind it then too.
Oh yeah, no, I got a couple things actually in here from there. But Final Fantasy VI is one that I've always wanted to play. I know that you yourself have recommended I skip all the others in the Pixel Remaster collection and go straight to this one.
Yeah,
and I know from listening to what's that?
So yeah, I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, and I know from listening to a lot of other content creators, especially Adam Blank over at Remember the Game, he raves about this game. So yeah. I am very excited to eventually play this, but I will not be opening this copy of it.
Yeah, like you...
I also can't read Japanese.
Like, you have not experienced true SNES RPGs until you have suplexed a train. That's all I'll say.
I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
So what do you got next, bud?
So the next one is a bit of a course correction for the people who made this game. And it is Sonic Blastman 2. And so, the first Sonic Blastman, I have both of them. The first one is kind of a clunky beat 'em up, kind of slow. You have a very limited moveset. Now this took the Final Fight 3 approach, where you can play 2 players on it. You can play between 3 different characters, and they're all pretty unique. You get dashes, you get super moves, you get stuff like that. It's like the night and day between the first and the second one. It's a very fun and not so well known beat 'em up in the Super Nintendo library. And I think mostly because the first Sonic Blastman wasn't good, so people kind of skipped on this one.
Yeah, that's a franchise I've really never heard about until I started talking to you. Like, it sounds interesting to me. I'll definitely have to see if I can look into that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to even guess the value of that game, though.
It's
it's a grail for a reason.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll just say that we have crossed the $200 threshold for that one. So
Jesus Christ!
And this is only part of number 4.
So moving on to my number 4 is actually going to be that weird 3D platformer that I mentioned. A lot of people don't know this game exists, and it's Rocket Robot on Wheels for the N64.
Yeah, I didn't know that existed. Honestly.
Okay, so the best way that I can describe this game is it's from Ubisoft way back in the day. Back when they cared about games. Yeah, exactly. And this game honestly comes across more as a tech demo for like a physics engine that they had built. Because your character, I don't know if you can see it, your character rolls around on one wheel. So
he's a unicycle.
He is, exactly. So you cannot go up ramps. So like anytime you touch a ramp, you slide down. So you have to be strategic about not only the way that you encounter any puzzles or anything, but how you navigate the map. Yeah. And it's a really interesting game. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's great, but it's very inventive. There's a lot of cool mechanics in it that I haven't seen before or since. And I remembered it was a Blockbuster game when I was a kid, and I was nice. An old friend of mine was nice enough to give this to me for my birthday years ago, and that's how I ended up getting my hands on it. But if you look up the value of this fucking cartridge, dude, it's I think just the cartridge alone might be crossing the $200 threshold now.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So that's why this is on this list.
And that's honestly that for a Nintendo 64 game, that's pretty rare to find them that valuable. So,
and it not being a rare game, from Rare.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Not being a complete and cardboard, what you have it game.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what do you got for number 4, bud?
So this one here is going to be a pretty well-known game, and this is going to be my favorite RPG of this generation, and that is Chrono Trigger.
Nice.
So I have it on here, and I also have it on the DS, and the DS is the better way to play it. I also have it on PS1, but that's the worst way to play it. So this is kind of like right up the middle. Yeah, because the PS1 you're bogged down by load times. It has the nice cutscenes, but the DS has the cutscenes and it has no load time, so you're best of both worlds. But this is the one that kind of started it all, obviously. It's honestly like a tour de force. There's 3 different parties that made this game what it is. You have Akira Toriyama doing all of the illustrations. You have the Final Fantasy teams that are getting together that made this what it was. It was honestly, that was a dream team of developers and illustrators in this, which makes it what it is. So
that is one game that has always piqued my interest, and I mean, I've said in recent episodes of mine that I love games that deal with the concept of time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the Ocarina of Time was obviously great with the way that they did it. Twilight Princess, all the Zelda games have done it in a really cool way. Some of the Final Fantasies have done it in a really cool way. The Dragon Quest games, like I love stuff like that. If anybody has ever played Evoland 2, it's basically like Chrono Trigger's distant cousin. That's a great game.
Yeah.
So I've never played Chrono Trigger, but I love the old SNES RPGs. I have it on Steam. I don't know why I haven't gotten to it. Even though I've been playing a lot of the old school JRPGs like on my phone, as I've told you, that's one I feel like I don't want to because I know it's not going to do it justice.
Right, yeah, definitely. I mean, on Steam's a really good way to do it. It's a really good way to play that game. Because it's like the DS game, but just made for a screen. Like, it has all your cutscenes, it has no load times, you know what I mean, you're set. And there was a game that was supposed to kind of, not bridge the gap, but it was like a graphic novel almost, that's supposed to kind of get in between Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross. And I'll get into that later because it has to do with PS1 stuff. When we get into PS1 stuff, I'll talk about it later.
Okay, sounds good. So, I guess I'm up. Number 3. So, for number 3, I have another game that I will never open or play, and it is Mother 3.
Nice, yeah.
So, for anybody who is aware, this game never left, I believe it never left Japan.
Not legally, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, like, some games are weird. Some games are like, oh, they never made it to the Western market. No, I don't think this one ever left Japan.
No.
It was very controversial for being a first-party Nintendo game because it deals with a lot of subject matter, I believe, such as like racism and suicide and stuff like that. So, for being a first-party Nintendo game to deal with those subjects, they thought it inappropriate to release to a Western audience, so they kind of kept it in-house.
Yeah.
This is the 3rd game in the Earthbound franchise, for anybody who may not know. And I want to play this. I know that some people have done like an English ported ROM online. I'd be curious to check that out, but this is definitely one that when I went to Japan, I needed to hunt down. And I found this copy in Super Potato. And again, whenever you're buying anything in Tokyo, like any retro games in Tokyo, you're going to pay the Tokyo tax. So this complete in box, in really good condition too, honestly. This was about 130, I think. I
love how small the Super Famicom boxes can get.
This is Game Boy Advance.
That is Game Boy Advance. Oh, that explains that. So that's it's also kind of weird. That's a little rectangle compared to our square. Okay, so that's Even though I think that Super Famicom box is still smaller than ours, isn't it? Like I think it's like 2/3 the size.
Yeah, it's definitely smaller, but the cartridges are also much differently shaped.
Yeah.
This is a good thumbnail.
Right? I might use that. But yeah, no, I think that was the first one with Lucas. I think that was with Lucas in it, where he was in Smash Brothers, and everybody knows him from Smash Brothers, but he actually came from Mother 3.
I'm not. Yeah, I couldn't fact check that. I'm not really sure. I haven't done enough research on what actually is in the game, but yeah, from the looks of it, on the let me remove some of the tape.
Oh.
Ah, shit! That was my sealing the box
tape.
shut tape. But it's okay. It was blocking. You can see in the video. Yeah, it's a little blonde kid.
Yeah, that's Lucas.
Center screen. Yep.
That's cool.
Let me put that tape back on. So what do you got for number 3 while I tape up my box again?
Yeah. So number 3, I have Mega Man X3, and this game, like, it's really weird because a lot of people love Mega Man X, and Mega Man X is affordable. Mega Man X2 is probably about half the price of this, and I played through it and I beat it. It was okay. Mega Man X3 is better. You get to play as Zero more. Like, you'll get to call him in and have him do stuff for you, which that kind of adds a little bit of dynamic to the gameplay. But I feel like X4 did that better. So this has a kind of a weird in-between. And this came out, I want to say this came out later on in its lifespan too, but I can't remember exactly when. Oh, 95. This came out in 95. So the PS1 was either just about to come out or it did come out when this came out. But yeah, it's probably like the lesser known Mega Man X out of the 3 of them for the Super Nintendo.
Now, I know from talking to you that you went on a hunt for that recently.
Yeah, so I had Mega Man X and X2, but I could never locally find X3. Like, and then it just became like a personal vendetta of mine to get it. And then, so the place that I typically buy games from, shout out to Hidden Block in Raleigh, they're a really good place to go to. The guys know their stuff. They've pivoted to Pokemon for a lot of their stuff, but a lot of game stores have. But they hold Pokemon League battles in there too. So it's like they're doing the whole thing. They're not just selling it; they're running the whole show. They actually sponsored a convention that I went to recently.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, they had it in their Grail case. They had like a glass case full of like all the more expensive stuff, and I was like, please take that out and hold that for me. I'll be right back. And I just gathered as much crap as I could to sell, and ended up getting it with all the stuff I sold. So
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I'm glad you got that.
Yeah, man, it was great. What else you got?
Well, before I move on to my number 2, I also want to preface for anybody who is going to say, like, you got brand new, complete in box Mother 3 for 130? No, this is a used copy. The plastic that I untaped is what the resellers, basically put on it. So just throwing that out there before anybody fucking yells at me. Now, my number 2, it's a bit of a toss-up here. Do I want to go... Anyway, alright, so my number 2, I'm going to say... is not the most valuable game in this collection, but it is one that I hunted down for a very long time. And as you know, I just got it very recently. And it is Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg.
Hell yeah.
So for this little game here, I should highlight, I actually also have this game somewhere behind me, the Japanese copy. So technically I have 2 copies of it, but the English version is the one that's worth a damn.
Yeah.
So it's not... The weird thing is, it's not that expensive, but it's really hard to track down.
Right.
So I got this, it's just the game and the case, and the game is actually in my GameCube right now because I am currently playing it.
Yeah.
But I got just the game and the case, no manual, for $60, which is par.
Yeah, that's a good price. You're not overpaying that much for that.
Yeah, but for a game that sold 250,000 copies worldwide, that's the whole world. You would think it'd be more, but I don't know why it's not. Like, it's just, I mean, I don't care about the value. I genuinely wanted to play the game because my history with this game is I had one of the GameCube preview discs that had this and Beautiful Joe and Splinter Cell, and I was always drawn to this game. It's fun. It's just silly fun. You roll an egg around, you beat monsters, you spawn shit from the eggs. It's a fun game made by the Sega team, the same people that brought you Sonic. And I don't know. It's just, I always wanted this game, and finally, after like 22 years, I got it. So
I remember when you were when you were grabbing that in the store you're at, and then you were testing it out, and everything looked kind of dark.
Yeah.
And then you tried it out on the GameCube, and it looked kind of dark there, but then you figured out why everything was dark.
Yeah. Yeah. It threw me off. So I real quick, you know what? I apologize. I should have had the name of the store. I want to shout out the store that had it, because the guy that was working there, actually, it was his copy. Oh. All right, so for Billy Hatcher, I just want to give a quick shout out to Electric Town Video Games in Parsippany, New Jersey. or actually Lake Hiawatha, it says on Google, but whatever. The guy that was working there, he definitely, I believe his name was Kyle. This was his copy. This was his copy of the game. It was in their Grail case, and he was a really great guy to talk to. That's a shop. They have a fantastic collection, or fantastic selection and collection. So definitely anybody who happens to be in the Lake Hiawatha area of New Jersey and you're interested in retro games and you happen to be seeing this video, go check them out.
Nice.
Electric Town Video Games. So
I might give them a visit on the way up. So
definitely, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or I mean, if I visit in September, we can probably hit that up sometime.
For sure. Yeah. No, we can make a whole tour out of checking out a bunch of different game stops I have, or game shops I have around here. Not game stop. Yeah.
Unless you want to cancel a pre-order for you, you can go ahead and do.
They didn't cancel it. They moved it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, did I tell you about the Resident Evil 4 cancellation that I had? I got so turned. I was a huge Resident Evil 4 fan. Like I had Resident Evil 4 on every system, as you know.
Yeah.
And I pre-ordered the special edition with the Leon statue and everything. Put all the money down on it, and then GameStop just out of the blue cancels my pre-order. Doesn't even tell me until I go in there to go pick it up that it's been canceled. Yeah.
What?
I got so turned off to playing that Resident Evil 4 remake because of that. Like, yeah, like it was awful.
Which sucks because that's a fucking great game.
Yeah, yeah. I started it and I haven't beaten it yet, and it's mostly because like every time I start it up, I'm reminded of how much I got shafted on that. Because they apparently they had a huge shortage and they fulfilled the online orders first, which is the worst thing you could do. Like, why are you a brick and mortar store doing online sales before you're doing the people who walked in and actually put the money down? Is beyond me.
No luck with GameStop online.
They are the worst.
Even when you're shopping in person.
Yeah, it's the worst.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, dude. Like honestly, if it wasn't for a good old friend of mine being a manager of a location, I would not be supporting that establishment.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, they have sales here and there, and I'll go in for their sales, but like, I'm never gonna put that kind of money down on anything over there ever again.
Yeah, no, and like GameStop Retro, in my experience from like the one store, and I'll be honest, it was only one store that I saw, but the GameStop Retro selection was not good.
No.
And you're going to pay the GameStop markup. I mean, like, when I went in there, I remember they had a copy of Super Mario World, just the cartridge. And the cartridge looked pretty clean, but it was like $40.
Yeah. Yeah, what's weird is that they originally, before they made this GameStop Retro push, is that they were pricing those things to move. So their prices were actually better than price charting prices. But since they did the Retro initiative, they're still not giving you that much for your retro games. So, like, you're selling them like 25% of their value. And then they're going to turn around and they're going to sell them above price charting prices, trying to make a profit. And they just sit there. They just sit there because no one's going to... Like, people who are looking for retro games know how much they're worth. Like, you're not just going to waltz into a store, oh, look, a Sega Saturn game, I guess I'll buy that. Like, you're going to know what you're looking for.
And I saw somebody, I couldn't name who it was, I saw like a reel online, but it was somebody that went into a retro GameStop and called them out for selling fake shit.
Oh, yeah.
They had like fake Pokemon games, the SD card Pokemon game, like just rebuilds and rip-offs and crap. And like, do they not check this? Do they not know how? But,
what's funny is that they were supposed to be trained on that. And they also had taken in a Majora's Mask copy. Now, Majora's Mask is like the cartridge is gold, but it's made out of a flimsier plastic, so it's easier to break. And they took in a Majora's Mask copy and they broke it, and then tried to blame the seller that it was broken. Ask me how I know that.
What?
Yeah.
Now, I take this from you with a lot of credibility because you used to work at a GameStop.
Mm-hmm. I used to manage one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they were having a sale. It was a special on... What did I get? What did I get from there? I got my PS5 Pro. So they were doing a special towards PS5. Anything traded in towards that gets you extra credit. So I was getting close to price charting value for what I was trading in. So I traded in a copy of Majora's Mask because it's not my favorite thing in the world, and if I wanted to get it back, I can get it back. I just don't play 64 that much. So traded that in amongst other things, and they broke the cartridge in front of me, and then proceeded to look at me and say, "Hey, this is broken." And I'm like, "That's not my problem. That sounds like your problem." And so like
God.
they got the manager involved. The manager's like, "Well, we'll take it in at the full trade value." I'm like, I hope you do, because you broke my game, and if I have to take it back, then I'm charging you for it. So
Jesus. Good.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you stood up for that.
Yeah, there was only one way that could have ended well. There's only one way, and they took it at the value they said, because I'm not taking it back because it's broken, so it's not worth the value that it was. So,
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
yeah, but yeah, enough about GameStop, because I can go on about about GameStop.
What do you have for your number 2, man?
So since you brought up Mother, we're gonna bring up Earthbound.
Nice.
Yeah, and as soon as I got this game, I beat it like right away. I just marathoned it because I had beaten it once before, like when I was a teenager, but and that was after a rebuy of it the first time around when it was not expensive. But yeah, this is actually it was a very slept on game, but I think now it's more widely known. Like everybody knows what Earthbound is now. And it had an advertisement for it in Nintendo Power that said this game stinks, and it had a scratch and sniff sticker that actually smelled like a fart if you scratched it. So that's a little fun fact. And also there used to be a big box for this that had the strategy guide in it, and I would love to get my hands on it, but I'm never going to be willing to pay the money for it. So this is what I got.
Well, I've noticed. Okay, so I'm noticing a trend. And I'm sure anybody watching this will too, that all of the Grails that you're highlighting in this video are Super Nintendo games.
All but 2.
Okay, but
Yeah.
I will say, as a compliment to your collection, the Super Nintendo games that you're highlighting in this video are in phenomenal condition.
Yeah, I kept them pretty good. The ones that aren't. So I have a Final Fight 3, which is pretty expensive. Not as expensive as these, but I had to do a label swap on it because when I got it, you couldn't tell what that game was.
Oh, really?
And then Pocky and Rocky, which is another one I have, it's like $150, $160 game, and that one needed a label swap too. Like I'm buying these games for me, so I buy them to play them. So the label swap doesn't really matter, and I keep the original carts just in case people want to be a purist and have the damaged cart. Like you can have it if you want, but you can have it looking the way it should look. So yeah, but yeah, if it doesn't come in good shape, then I try to rectify it as best as possible.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right, you got your last one then, huh?
Yeah. So my last one is another. It's definitely a Grail. It's a GameCube Grail. It's one of the harder ones to find because this game only sold about 400,000 copies worldwide. Yet it goes for significantly more than Billy Hatcher, and that is Chibi Robo.
Oh yeah.
So this is a game I feel like it's weird. Like a lot of people don't know what it is or never heard of it, but the people that do know what it is fucking know it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm very excited for them to put this on the NSO or the Nintendo Switch Online for the Switch 2, because I would rather play it there than have to potentially damage this, because this is my childhood copy, and I have all of the literature and everything that originally came with the game, so I have more than just the manual.
Awesome.
But everything here is in phenomenal condition, and I'm considering getting it graded. But
I mean, so Chibi Robo is one of those games that I think, like, I certainly skipped on, and then I bought the 3DS for the Chibi Robo Ziplash, I think is what it's called, and it is not nearly as good as the GameCube one.
Have you ever played the GameCube one?
Yeah, I played it a slight bit. I couldn't really stand to play Ziplash that much, but I liked playing the GameCube version.
Yeah, I never actually beat it on the GameCube. I played a lot of it when I was a kid, but I never actually beat it. And my brother and I, growing up, somehow we actually had 2 copies of it at one point. I don't know how. I think we were like each given one for different Christmases or birthdays or something like that, and we ended up each having a copy. But when I moved out, I made sure to take mine with me. But yeah, no, it like the thing about Chibi Robo is it's another 3D platformer, but it has some of the more original and unique mechanics that I've ever seen in one of these games. The fact that you're just this little, I was gonna say like a little toaster with legs, you know, it's just check it out. You know, it's all I can say. Like, it's been a long time since I've played it, so I don't remember everything, but I remember it does have a lot of really neat and nifty mechanics that you just don't find anywhere else.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and with people taking less and less chances in games, like, it's hard to find somebody that comes out with a fresh idea like that. Like, it's once in a blue moon now that anybody will ever try.
Yeah, and I don't know, because this game sold, like I said, only 400,000 copies, and I believe this is a first-party Nintendo game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. So, like, I think they considered it a failure. Like, the fact that they had even made a sequel for it, for the 3DS, surprises me.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, that's... And it might have just been because it did well in Japan, and then didn't do well here, but... who knows? I mean, especially when it comes to Nintendo IPs, sometimes they'll just sleep on an IP even though it is successful everywhere. So
yeah,
I mean,
F-Zero.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have yet to see another F-Zero or another Pilot Wings. So
yeah,
but
So what do you got for number one?
So number one, and I believe this is probably my most expensive game, and that's actually two games. Well, technically three. That is Fire Emblem Fates Special Edition. And so this comes with a duo cart where it has both Birthright and Conquest in it, and then it also has the downloadable content, but it's already on there, so you don't have to worry about like purchasing it. Like, it's all one big package. And this comes with like a big art book, like a carrying case for your 3DS, and the game cart. But this is $430. This by itself. So
damn.
You can take three of my Super Nintendo games and put together, and it wouldn't come out to how much this is.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and what's even worse is that I don't actually play the 3DS anymore, but some of the best characters and some of the best like music in Fire Emblem history have come from this game.
Yeah.
So like I can like label off at least 4 characters from here that I would prefer in any other Fire Emblem game, just from this alone.
I really gotta play the Fire Emblem games. I've never touched them.
They're pretty good, and what I would say is the ones on the Switch, so Three Houses and Engage, they're really good, and they're not expensive. All the other ones tend to be pretty expensive. Like, I have the remake of the first one over there, like, it's spined, but it's only a download, and then there's like a glass cartridge that that you put on a stand. But it's never been like the code's never been redeemed. I literally just took it out to look at the cartridge. I'm like, oh, it looks pretty sweet, and then put it all back together. So.
And what console is that for?
That's on the Switch. That one up there is on the Switch. Yeah. And you can download that. Like, that's the reason why I didn't use the download code on there. It's because you can just download that from the Switch store and be fine. So
cool.
But yeah,
well, I mean,
that's it.
This was a fun highlight of our Grails for sure.
Yeah, and they went back in time for a little bit too. I think that like the Fire Emblem one, for example, I got that ever since it came out, and I believe I was working at GameStop when this came out. Yes, 2015. So
I liked it also. Like this Grail video, you know, was not a showing off of wealth or any bullshit like that. Like every one of these games has a story or you know, some hunt to find it or something like that. Like, this was all like, you know, things were traded in, things like deals were made, things were found. They were birthday gifts when we were a kid and games we held on to for 25 years. You know, it's like every one of these was something interesting. The only one, you know, like Mother 3, like that was, I wanted to hunt that down. Like I was like, no expense spared. I'm like, I saved money for this. I'm like, I need to find this game because I want to bring it back to the States. You know, it's like,
and that was like the Mega Man X3 with me. Like, I'm so OCD that I have 1 and 2 and I don't have 3. Where the hell is 3 at? And then they finally find one locally.
Yeah, and then you were like, hold on, let me bring you a bunch of shit that I can trade you, and we can make a deal. Like, yeah, it's cool. That's what's fun about Grails, I think, is like there's always a story about how somebody acquired it. Like my Billy Hatcher, I searched for 20-something years for, and then some guy was nice enough to sell me his personal copy out of a Grail case.
Yeah, and that's I mean, That's cool about like the gaming community sometimes, especially the retro gaming community, is that a lot of them tend to come together to kind of like, oh, you want that, and it's really cool. Let me help you find it.
Yeah, and it's it's great when it's so much better in my opinion when you see that somebody wants to get the game, not to hang on to it, not to display it, not to show it off, but to appreciate it, to actually play
To
it,
play it.
get the enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
And like that's what games are for.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, there's graded copies of whatever, but like I can also say that I only bought that because I have played the absolute shit out of that game already,
Yeah.
and I really want that as a display piece.
Yeah. And I feel that too. I feel like the only games that I'm ever gonna get graded are ones that that have like a personal significance, and that I have played the crap out of.
Yeah.
And then like I'll have another copy, whether it be downloaded or another cartridge or something like that, or part of a compilation. That's fine, and then I'll just grade the one that's sealed. So because you already have 2 copies somewhere.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, anybody watching this video, absolutely 100% leave in the comments what are your grails that either are in your collection or that you are currently on the hunt for to find. Maybe you're going out to all these different game expos and searching every booth, or going to garage sales and trying to, find certain games that are grails. Like, definitely let us know what are your top picks for grails that you either have or want. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, for sure. And then, of course, you can always visit our socials at Bards Gaming, or at @AonDriver_gaming, and we'll have these in kind of short form order, but it won't be nearly as detailed, but you'll kind of get the gist. But there's other things that we do there. If you want to visit the Bards Gaming podcast, we talk about stuff all the time, different specific games on various different consoles. So Rob tends to have a really good time kind of just laying it all out there for you for every game that he does. So go ahead and give that a visit too.
And as you give the Bards of Gaming a visit, you can find me over on Instagram at the Bards of Gaming, or on X or Twitter at 2Bards of Gaming. But to give an update about my current platform situation, the Bards of Gaming is being retired. That I'll go into more detail if you like what you hear with this video, if you like what you see, and you'd like to hear more of me. Go find the update videos over there, but for real quick, I'm just going to say you can find me now going forward over at TPC_Top Pop Culture on YouTube, Instagram, and everywhere else. I'm currently in the middle of building that, but this video will be uploaded there. So
good stuff, yeah. And just let us know in the comments, and then we're going to come at you with a couple other videos here soon, and just stay tuned for those.
Yeah, definitely stay tuned, like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for notifications when we do drop the next couple videos.
Yep.
Thank you for hanging around.
Take it easy, guys.